Lord, I need a witness.
Yes.
So good morning and welcome to this Tarot Talk Tuesday, for want of a better word, until we invent something better, where we're going to discuss every single card as we work our way through the tarot deck. And today's card we're up to is, dun dun dun,
The Lovers.
the Lovers.
The Lovers is a major arcana card. It's number 6. And 6 is a number of transition or change. So the first thing we want to do is have a look at what Pamela drew on the card. Because as we've said many times before, there's nothing here by accident.
Nothing.
So you have 3 characters on this card. You have Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden with Archangel Raphael guarding them. That's what we're told this picture is. But when we start to look a little closer, we can see a lot of other things. We can see this beautiful, huge sun. So this card must be about life itself. And then when we look at the Adam and Eve character, she's standing in front of an apple tree with a snake, or a fruit tree with a snake. And I'm sure many of us from our Christian upbringings are familiar with the story of the serpent and eat the apple. Okay. And then on the other side, we have Adam in front of a tree that's on fire. So he's in front of the tree of life, which is the tarot. He is in front of the tree of life, which represents the Kabbalah and the 10 spheres and the pathways. And you can see there are 10 balls of light there. And she is in front of the tree of knowledge. And then the beautiful blue sky. And at the bottom, there's a mountain that looks very similar to the mountain that's in the back of the strength card.
Could be the same one.
So we're kind of seeing energy on this card from the next group of 7 and the last group of 7. So this card really talks about knowledge and wisdom for healing and transition, because the angel on the card is Raphael, God's healer. All right. So many people, when they intuitively read the tarot, which you could do, think that this card is all about love and marriage. It isn't really. It's more about relationship, but not necessarily relationship between lovers, but relationship to all things, and how you create that web of life, and how you transition from illness to wellness, all those kinds of things, how you gain knowledge, how you gain growth, and all those kind of things. You could use it for a card about relationship, as far as, love, marriage, children, all that kind of thing. But I don't personally think that that is what this card is meant for. That's my 2 cents.
Oh, I love this card. This is, of all the cards in the Major Arcana, I think this one possibly is the most layered. But then again, I could probably say that for every single card in the Major Arcana. The interesting things that we get, and you really, it's some knowledge of the Judaic Christian myth of Genesis in the Bible, or in the Torah, because that's the first 5 books of the Old Testament anyway. Speaks of this, but understand there were also a people east of Eden. They are mentioned. So a lot of people think Adam and Eve were the first creations on earth. So one would ask the question then, why have they got navels? Oh, there's a thought.
Well, the other thing is they had a child who took a wife. Where'd she come from?
Who? Yes. So it's kind of interesting. You have to understand, when things get written down, people take them too literally. But understand that the Bible, and I'm terribly sorry if this is upsetting some people, is a work of mythology.
Right, Christian myth, yeah.
It's, well, yeah, or Judaic mythology here. That's not to say there's not some incredibly valuable lessons in the mythology. There absolutely is. But if we take things too literally, we kind of lose the plot of what it's all about. And there's so much layered in here. So the fruit, the harvest, the fecundity, the knowledge of how these things work. And Eve was driven to be curious about that. And the snake, which is representative, by the way, of Kundalini or life force energy, or that primal knowledge.
At the time, and also snake represented Scorpio. Right, because Scorpio has changed from snake to eagle to scorpion.
Right.
So at the time of this energy, it was Scorpio, fixed water, understanding the depths and the psychic energy and
what lies beneath.
Yeah.
And here's a thing for you, just as a little aside. Typically when we cut an apple, we cut it straight down vertically, and we think, oh, that's wonderful and fantastic. Have you ever cut an apple in half horizontally?
This way.
Do that. Do that and look and see what you see actually in the apple. Because contained within the apple, a horizontal section, is a perfect pentacle. How fascinating.
Pythagoras.
How fascinating. Well, it's interesting that the pentacle was actually termed the seal of Solomon as well. So it's certainly not a satanic symbol, as a lot of people seem to think. You know, even though the inverted pentagram is above the head of the devil, all right, there's also wonderful mythology there. But we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about, but you can't really talk about a card in isolation, I think, is the thing here, because they are all connected. They are all steps on the same journey. And it's yeah. So they weave a wonderful tapestry. That's a song by Carole King, which is oddly enough about the tarot, isn't it?
Go listen. It's a major arcana story, isn't it?
Yes. So there's a thought, isn't it? So Eve, for want of a better word here, has been seduced or persuaded by the serpent by her need to know that deep knowledge, that which lies beneath. She's wanted to find this out. So she's taken a big old bite of the apple and whoops, hang on a minute, we're naked. And now we're all upset and, we're going to be cast out of the Garden of Eden and all that fun stuff, isn't it? So I always find it's interesting there's a weird dichotomy on this card, and there is. And this is my own personal take on this. When you're dealing with relationships, notice this is the Lovers. This is not like, the marriage card, yeah? This is the Lovers. And as Lisa says, this indicates relationship. And it's a relationship at that moment in time. It's really, really interesting, this, all right? And depending on what your querent is asking, depending on, is it a business issue, because this could indicate a relationship with a partner. It could even indicate a relationship with your banker, but it's relationship. And it's also sometimes seeing the different aspects and realizing the necessity to harmonize, because we have two trees here, which themselves, although they represent, in certainly in one instance, the tree of life or the Kabbalah, yeah, the trees themselves also represent the pillars on the self-same tree. Ooh. So we've got the opposing forces. In fact, we have masculine and feminine here. There can be no doubt about that. There can be no doubt about that. But it's interesting to note that the harmonization or the difference of these two forces and how they are in relationship to each other is the key. And that's what it's about. There's a lesson in this. And we see it really reinforced when we get to the world card with the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, all about relationship. And the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac are perfect square, So now we start thinking, and Pythagoras and sacred geometry and all of this comes into this. But oppositions suck. They do. They're painful. They're difficult. It's resolution of opposition. And so this is about how to harmonize or needing to harmonize. Heal, repair, bring together, meld those energies. Don't be disparate. If they're totally disparate, as was the case in the myth of Adam and Eve. Their energies became disparate. She wanted something completely different than he did. He was quite content to, do his beer and NASCAR and what have you.
Oh,
and yet she wanted the knowledge of all things. And this caused great upset and a throwing out from the Garden of Eden, so to speak. Yet that mountain there does indicate the need to climb as well. And this is, at the peak of the mountain, can be so much there. But there's also knowledge of the supernals, that information that may be passed down from this. It's a fantastic card. It's a fantastic card. I could witter on about it for ages, but typically this always indicates to me when, I'm talking to Aquarians, this can indicate a difference of opinion and the need to try and harmonize that opinion. Even though, people say, oh yeah, you're obviously, a relationship's on the cards for you. It might be. It depends. It might be. But, there's way more to it than that. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
I don't know, but there you go. I think it's an incredible card. But remember, you can't just read one card by itself.
Well, you can, but
unless you're doing a one-card reading.
Yes.
Which we do on occasion. As if you follow us on this channel, you'll see that we do that quite regularly. So, a wonderful card. Wonderful card. So, there you go. That is the Lovers, the number 6. Oh, I forgot. Which sphere does it represent? Number 6. Number 6 is Tippereth, isn't it?
I didn't know you were going to go into all of this. I thought it was a Tarot 101. So
Oh,
I just
sorry.
gave brief information.
All
But
right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is number 6, Tippereth, which is also about transition.
And walking.
And relationship, because you can get anywhere from there.
Exactly. So not an in-depth one. It's only a quick primer. So there you have it. That's the Lovers card. So if you like this and you want to see more of these videos that we're going to be putting up, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments below, etc., etc., etc. So we'll see you for the next one. Thank you for joining us.